Okay, hi. All right. This is sponsored by Mountain Dew. No, it's not. Okay.
It's really not.
All right. Welcome, guys, to IG Live. And believe it or not, we're actually calm right now. And we are done with our spring campaign. Really happy. Check it out on Vogue.com if you haven't already. But today's live. Let me reiterate what we're talking about today. Someone had asked a great question this weekend, and they're like, how do I know if I have good style? Because there's so many different types of style out there. And so on my stories, I showed some of the women from the show, The Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. And, sorry, this set is like crouching down. And I showed it because they all have four distinct styles. They're not my style. I'm not ragging on this style, but I have a very different style. So style is subjective. Style is very much about how you feel in your clothing and how it makes you feel every day. And so my goal is to really help you guys understand what your style is and how to help you get there every day so that when you wake up, you're not leaving your closet all angry and you're not out just wishing that you were in a totally different outfit, because I know how that feels. I've been there, done that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some of the key styles from the fall collection. I'm going to ground everything first with a pant, and then we're going to really dive into this next layer of how do you mix textures together. Because when you nail the mixing of the textures, that's when you're like, fuck, I got style. Like that is like the holy grail of style. So we're going to look at textures, and then I'm going to show them to you guys on a size range. So I've got Dion here, and then we'll be bringing out silver in the same pant body, and you can see how different proportions work on someone who is 5'7", 5'7",
5'6",
5'6",
right now.
Not 5'9" with her heels, and then silver is our 5-footer. So Dion, why don't you talk about what we have?
So I'm wearing the Nylon joggers that just got restocked. If you haven't gotten these already, do it because they're already selling quite well. They're amazing. But I wanted to show you guys this texture play with the nylon back to our Eco Poplin shirt, just so you can get a good detail of the shirt. It's got this beautiful scalloped hemline, really nice sleeve details, and it's just a really nice clean top that can really be dressed up or down. Here, back to the heel, it can really read as, more event, which I really like about it. And it's all very comfortable. And I think especially for like the new normal and everything, I think people are really searching for those pieces that get a lot of mileage out of their wardrobe. The nylon is something that you can wear back to your sweatshirts very easily, or a more substantial blouse like this Eco Poplin. And it really can be paired many different ways. I'm also going to show you how to make this more office friendly, and then also for weekend as well.
So the quick cheat with the nylon is, don't put it with a tank top and a pair of bath slides. Like really treat it as an interesting texture that you're going to work with. She put it with a navy blue poplin. When you get head to toe in the colors there, it looks very evening out. Obviously, if she had worn a nylon top, she would have looked like an extra on Sopranos. So you want to just like mix it up and do something a little ironic with it. Sorry, Silver's laughing. Silver's laughing at me. So what Silver's got here is she's mixing 3 types of textures. So she's got the faux leather on, in FYI, full disclosure, in a top that is a full like 3 sizes too big. We've got her clamped up. But she's got the faux leather on with the nylon, and then the texture of the jacquard Liam blazer, again wearing it 2 sizes big, or
just one.
1 size big. Okay. So we have this rule of 3. We talk to you guys, like things tend to land in 3s. We talk about CMC, chill modern classic, 1 ton or none. And the other rule of 3 is 3 textures on the body, no more, and actually sometimes no less. When you have less on, that's when you start to feel kind of dull. So this mixture of 3 textures comes out really, it's what gives an outfit a lot of depth. She's wearing the black leather with the nylon, but if she had on a shiny leather jacket, again, like, no, this is what gives it interest. So
And this is an extra small in the style of slam blazer, which we actually still have at the store. So if you haven't snagged yours yet, we still have it left in stock. But I'm only 5 feet, but I still feel at home in the extra small too, even though it's a size bigger than I would maybe normally take. It's an oversized style, and I fully embrace that as a petite woman, and I think it still looks really cool.
Now take your jacket and you can show me.
This is these are my really fabulous clamps back here, if you didn't take a look at them already.
Those are extra.
Yeah, these are extras. We don't sell them in the store. Extra special. And these are the nylon joggers, as you guys know. So here's your two elements at play here. It's leather and the nylon. And then I just have them on with my own flip-flop, super chill. But
And I do think one of the things with this balance and this mix, when you are wearing the flip-flop like that, which looks chill, if you were wearing a t-shirt on top, it's too chill.
too chill.
Right? So when you got something that is a little, I don't want to say aggressive, but like is leather, then balancing it out with a flip-flop is really nice. So take it down a notch.
Exactly. Take it down. All right, I'm leaving.
Thank you. Some of you guys asked a question. I had put the jogger up, and when you see it on Dion, you'll see here, someone asked me why the jogger looks like it has a wider leg opening on the website. And when you're shorter, like I am at 5'4" and a half, the jogger is hitting me at a wider part of my ankle. And then on Dion, it's hitting her at a slimmer part, plus she has like these fabulous skinny ankles. But it really depends on where the pant's hitting you. And if you wanted to hit higher, then just like hike yourself up a bit.
Okay, before I really dive into the texture play here, I wanted to talk about what not to do. So a general rule of thumb when you're getting dressed is never match your top to your shoes. So that means if you're wearing a white shirt, pairing it back to a white shoe just feels really like overly matchy. And so like right now I'm wearing with the gray heels, but personally if I wanted to do a strappy shoe, I'd go for black. So I'm going to show with that, and then I'm going to also show you how texture will play into making this look proper.
You guys, there really is a moment right now for taking this sportswear and treating it as like just a regular pant that you live in. And this really, you know, with the sandal, Dion can definitely, like, it's dinner attire for sure. But this is also, you know, with a loafer, this is very much for an office if you guys are in an office. But then if you're Zoom calling it, it's a perfect Zoom call outfit as well. And I think mixing that, you know, Silver just came out and she was wearing the big oversized blazer with it. But this little shrunken guy feels really new and fresh too.
Also, to go back to no more than 3 textures, if you notice, I have on a textured pump, and it already feels like too much. You get in this, you've got your chalky drape, and you have your nylon. That's too many things. So it makes more sense to just have a classic leather strappy shoe, and it also pairs back to big, fit, and slim. So this is a shrunken blazer, but it still has structure. So if you have your full body covered pretty much, having some skin on your feet is going to actually elongate the body and create a better silhouette. What size am I wearing? So this top, I would probably take a smaller size in the chalky drape. This is the sample in a 4. I'd probably take a 2. You notice I have a little bit of side boob situation. And then the pants are a sample, they're a size 4. I'd probably take, these actually feel good. I don't think I would go smaller than this just because it takes away from the relaxation for me.
Yeah, I think
could take a size smaller, but I probably would not. And personally, I have the size 4 at home. Like the wider leg nylon joggers, I normally take a 2. This blazer is also a sample in size 4. Also, fun detail. I've shown you guys this before, and then the boutique also dove into this. You have your clean 2-button blazer here. These nice little custom dome snaps. But you can also take it and snap it over 2 ways. You can do it here, like this, or you can do it here, and it gives more of an open neckline. So it's just a really interesting silhouette.
And, you know, again, as far as mixing the textures go, when I gave you guys the pictures of the women from Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, and I'm sure they despise me at this point, but Dion is so chill in this outfit, even though she did have a heel on with it and a shrunken little jacket. But when you mix the textures in the right amount, it really just gives you breathing room when you're wearing something. You know, even on proportions, we talk about that whole idea of being big and then slim and then skin somewhere. What the right textures mixed in do is they give you breathing room, and your eye has a place to land, and you're not just like crazy all over the place. And then when your eye lands someplace, that's when it feels really chill. So here, come on out. So we've got Silver here doing a little weekend look. And what's great about this look is a lot of people ask me, like, how do you do weekend wear? How can I dress if I'm, you know, going to a kid's birthday party on the weekend, if I've got a soccer match, you know, like those everyday activities where, like, yes, you can be the mom in the Lululemon, whatever, in that like shrunken jacket quilted thing, but you don't have to be that, because what I notice is a lot of women, like, they've perfected their wardrobe for going out at night, their wardrobe for going to work, but really nailing that like off duty or like seriously on duty with your kids, whatever, just chilling on the weekend look is so hard to do. And so obviously by the soccer side, you know, field, she's not wearing those sandals. We would all be like pointing at that mom. But if she was wearing a bath slide with socks, if she was wearing a sneaker, she would be super chill and cool. And so she's got her 3 textures on here, and they're all in the same color family, just the family of neutrals. And that is where, you know, when someone walks up and they look at you, like, they'd be so tempted to give you shade for like overdressing at like the match, but you'd be like, really? Because I'm wearing this like cozy sweater, I'm wearing this big oversized coat, and I'm wearing joggers. So like, you just got style.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, I'm sorry, I can't help myself. But
That's cool.
too cool.
I'm too cool. Yeah, absolutely. And I love the detail, also because this has so much detail. We've got the cocoon back here, so you guys have sort of seen the shape from us before. It's so special. And I'm wearing an extra, extra small. This is the smallest size it comes in. And like, again, I'm 5'1", so I'm super petite. And all the time we hear women that are like, am I drowning in this? Is it too big? And it's got so much structure and shape that it looks even cooler, and it makes you look really put together and very chic, even on the soccer field.
Totally. So you can see that mixture of colors and the mixture of the texture is what creates chill. And I have a lot of you guys write to me and you're like, well, Amy, I'm like super curvy, and you know, to be chill, it's got to be like this like wide leg pant and a tank top. And it doesn't. To be chill can be just mixing up all of those colors and all of those shades. So it really is not about size, and it's not about the amount of curves. It can be really just about like your shades and your texture. Before Dion comes on, I just want to answer a question. Someone asked me, what size am I wearing here? Do we know the name of these pants? These are the new pants. I'll give you that later. Anyways, I wear a size 4 in them. They've got the ties at the bottom. I'm not wearing the ties right now, but I do have my rubber band action. Then I'm wearing that sweater that we showed you guys a while ago, but it is the one from, it went up a few weeks ago, but it's navy blue wool, and it's got the t-shirt inset on it. So what it is it has this layer like this, t-shirt in the back. It's the one where you can pull the arms up, you can do like all kinds of stuff that you want to. And then what I like doing, you know, when we talk about big, skin, slim, right, for proportions, for me, this gets a little overwhelming sometimes, a little too sloppy. And if I tuck it in, you get that like, down like that. So what I do here is I pull this off to the side and I just add a rubber band like this. And then it pulls it off to the side. You get a little bit of a slimmer action here. I'm still wearing a sweater, and you just create something new. So this is where play with these utensils that everyone has in their bathroom, okay? All right, Dion.
Okay, this is really good. So, sorry, this shoe's a little big. So we're talking about texture. I have on the chalky drape top paired back to this beautiful houndstooth pant that we have that's actually made from recycled yarns. So it really gives it that nice like vintage feel to it, but it still feels very soft and just has a really nice movement to it. So it kind of gives the illusion of heavier weight than it actually is, but it's quite versatile. Have it back to this Miriam Schaefer bag just for a little bit of color, even though it's not a color. We like to really mix our shades up a little bit. And so if I wanted to make this something that can really be for those in-between looks where you don't really know quite what the occasion is that you're going to, and if you're especially if you're going from work, I think these pieces are just going to be really easy because you are very put together. The look is very chic and chill. But then if you add the strappy shoe that I have in white, again, I wanted to show like if you do black top, black shoe, it's usually not a problem, but this adds a little bit more drama in the white.
And I just, speaking from the mom camp here, I want to point out that sometimes one of the trickiest things to dress for, like every magazine's like, this is what you need to wear to the Met Ball, and I'm like, great, I'm not sure where my invitation is, but so like my real life might be going to a teacher's conference or going to a new school event or whatever, these kind of parent type things that you have to go to. This is like the perfect outfit for that. It really is, because you don't want to go in like the whole like super hardcore boss lady suit. You're not wearing like the short flirty dress like I'm trying to pick up my teacher's husband dress, whatever. I didn't mean that. Wear short. Sorry. If you wear short flirty, it doesn't mean you're trying to pick up the teacher's husband. But I'm just trying to make like digging myself like deeper and deeper. But this is like the chill. It is so good for those types of events.
I also wanted to show you that this neck piece completely zips off of the bat. So you have a really interesting blouse, but then you also just have a really nice, clean V-neck chalky drape top. Personally, I think everyone on our team, especially when we used to travel, we always had at least one or two chalky drape items because you can throw it in your luggage and you get crinkled up. And so it's really a great fabrication for working from home as well. I feel like a lot of you, when you're doing Zoom chats, you want to feel like you're in an outfit, but be comfortable. This is something you can lay around in, and it's just easy. You can throw it with the nylon jogger, and it's very chic. And it's just a really versatile top. So if you're thinking cost per wear, this is a really great item to get into your wardrobe. Also, these pants too. You have a lot of options here. I'm actually going to even show you how to wear them with a tall boot in a second. But I also like that, you can really make these drop down lower too. I prefer my things higher waisted, but even like lower, it looks super chic. It just gives you a lot of amazing options.
And I love this because as a trend moment right now, and as one going even into fall 21, this whole, this textured kind of what we refer to as like a little bit of a grandpa texture. What I love this, but when you live in New York City, when you travel to Milan or to Paris, you're walking a fine line sometimes with those types of textures, right? Because a lot of times you put them on and you think that you can look like you're walking around in the city, but really you look like an extra in a Ralph Lauren ad. And so finding that way to make these textures a little more urban is like the challenge that we live for, and I think we really nailed it this season. And it's a warmth and coziness that I don't know, I need that right now. I don't want things to be too harsh and aggressive. So it's a good way to wear kind of country wear, but in an urban environment. And then, so silver's coming out. This is the same body of the pant that Dion just had on, but she's wearing it in the Miriam twill, which we all know is one of our favorite fabrics. It's the same body, but you can see also how when it's in a more structured fabric, then you see the curved lines a little bit more. They're more exaggerated. Where when in Dion's pant, it just like kind of flows and hangs. But this pant is sick. It's really good.
And they're really comfortable. They're cotton. So
What size are you wearing?
this is a 00. This is the smallest size we carry. As you can see, I've got a little bit of room, but that's the point, because I can sit in them all day on my couch or from work and be comfortable and not have to worry about, I don't know, them just being too tight and uncomfortable. And we've got these deep pleats here, so if you wanted to just lay flat and clean and simple, but they are really comfy.
And so as far as a texture mix goes, like if you were wearing just a white cotton blouse with it, like again, having waitress for a long time, that was like one of my waitressing uniform. So I think that when you're wearing it with the faux leather and you've got this little bit of a shine and then you've got the dry hand of the Miriam, that is what gives it depth, okay? So that's what is making everything much more interesting here, and that's why you can take like this really well-priced pant and you look like you've got serious bang going on here. So, it's good.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of like super
Oh yeah.
luxury,
I feel very cozy and
Fabulous.
expensive right now.
Yes.
So this is the same pant that I was just wearing, but I actually have it back to the boucle alpaca sweater. Don't worry, I'm gonna come up close so you can see it, and then I just have like a white bag because it gives you a nice fresh pop with the earth tones.
but also with the white bag and you're wearing the shine on the shoes. When I was talking earlier about this fabrication and how we made sure that you could feel like you belonged in New York City in it and not out in the country,
Yeah.
that bit of shine, that pop of white is what does that for you.
Also, I wanted to show you guys, because I am wearing a tall boot underneath this pant. This also works with your classic shaft style boot that has a wider leg too. It still looks really nice and chic, but I wanted to show you with a little bit of slim and shine because, you know, big fit slim. So I'm wearing the boucle alpaca sweater. It's just our standard alpaca. It just has a softer hand. And then I have the other V-neck to show you a couple of styling options. But first, we have these signature Tibi elbow slits that we always have that you can actually use to keep your hands warm. I personally hate wearing gloves unless it's like a nice dramatic long glove. But generally, like if I'm going in and outside, then I just do this and I'm nice and warm and holding my back and things. Also, something that we've always done is we've taken our alpaca sweaters and using that slit sleeve detail, we've been able to make them into scarves. So just wanted to show this quickly. So I just had it down like this, with pants and pockets for a chill look, for extra warm. But if you tie this around, you can actually fasten the cuffs here. And you've got a nice little sweater. I used to joke about this all the time because I don't like wearing scarves because to me scarves are a little bit chaotic. And having something that actually does fasten is great. So then when I'm walking down the street, I'm not afraid I'm going to lose it. You know, I always joke that if it fell on the subway, then I'd have to burn it, which is absolutely true. But, more so than ever, exactly. So having that little slit detail gives you a lot of styling options here. And this is also in a V-neck and in a sweater dress. So this is the loden color, which I personally think is a really versatile color, but you also have some really amazing pop colors, like the bright yellow and the bright blue, and then also blush. But if you see the texture here paired back to this recycled yarn, you need the shine here to kind of make it from looking a little too crunchy. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Because if I were wearing like a brown boot that was kind of weathered looking, I would look like I make my own kombucha. So you really want to have something that like adds that little bit of modernity to your look if you are going to go for something that's ultra cozy.
Yeah, because I have to say, like, even pre-IG Live, Tracy and I always joked when we designed the line, we're like, our stores can't handle this because they always take it and then they would make it into this, like, country kitchen, like,
cottagecore. Yeah, very
and so
cottagecore.
Keep it modern, watch out the textures, look for those sharps of colors and shine. She's got 3 textures on. She's got the nubby, she's got the tweedy look, and then she's got the high shine on the boot. So that is what keeps you squarely in an urban environment and not in the country. And the country's fine, by the way, but even when you are in the country, if you are a creative pragmatist, that modernity is one of your core tenets. And so even when you're in the country, you still want to feel like yourself. This lets you do that. A lot of people were camping the last couple weeks and asked me how to dress when I'm camping, and okay, like not that pant and that boot, but you know, again, like mix in those 3 textures and make sure that a piece of it is modern, and you'll feel like yourself even if you're in the middle of Wyoming. Then silver is coming out in the balloon jogger, and so what we've got here is she's mixing it with the sweatshirt. And we talked a lot about this backstage before we started because with these shades of brown, you know, it can go a really fine line where all of a sudden you can feel really like too or too like just, yeah, I don't know, too whatever. You want to stay urban with it. And so taking these browns and like wearing something like a flip-flop, a trainer, like that's where you want to go a little extra sporty on the shoe. And then she's going to show a little bit of a what not to do here. This is, she's wearing the lighter shoe with it. And I see a lot of hearts here, but let me explain why I think we can make this better. Stop hurting. I'm gonna feel bad for bragging on this. I think it's rain over there, Hardy. Anyways, if she was wearing a darker shoe, okay, like a darker brown, it would continue the line a little more interesting. What we find is when you match this shoe too much to the top, you get like this cookie here and you, like this filler in the middle, and it breaks up the look. And I'm not talking about having a seamless look, you know, because like you look thinner or taller or whatever like that. I'm not saying that. But when you have this color flowing through, and for those of you who are good at like decorating a home, you know, you want like your colors to flow from room to room. You do that on your outfit as well. So I would prefer that you were wearing like a deeper putty color on the shoe or a dark brown. But there's clearly Miss Hearts out here who's like, yay, but anyways, whatever. But a darker shoe would push it up a notch and won't break up the look. Even though she can't help but look fabulous as she is, you could even go a notch better with that. Will you show how to tie your sweatshirt? Because this is super versatile.
You show how to tie it. I tie it different than you do.
Hula hoops.
She's pulling my earrings
Oh,
up.
sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I wear big earrings.
They look great. I knock them out.
Amy knocks them out.
So there's like just interesting different ties that you can do here, and we like the flexibility. If we get cold, we tie ourselves up, and then she can also be all unzipped and fabulous as well. I'm gonna let Dion come out now and stand next to Silver so you guys can see how this pant hits at different heights.
Yeah, so this is the loden that's coming soon. Yeah, so this is just the new iteration of the color. And what's awesome about it is that you can also pair it back to the same alpaca sweater. And it makes it a little more evening. I put on a little earring, like I'm going out or something. So yeah, just with a good strappy shoe, it really takes it to another level. These cozy sweaters really should be able to work seamlessly with all of the pieces that you already have. So it's such a good investment piece.
And okay, I'm not trying to pit you guys against each other, but I just want to point.
We're having a showdown
Yeah.
with the hose on.
I just want to point out that with the shoes, I'm going to give Dion the higher marks because it's just a little cleaner and a little smooth, especially with the texture and the sweater. If you were wearing the darker shoe, I see a shoe on you where I just want to see you and the whole idea of an outfit, but I don't want to see all the individual pieces. When I look at what Dion's wearing, I'm just seeing like style. On you, I'm like, that's a great sweatshirt, that's a great pant, those are great shoes, but I don't see like a full outfit. And those are like you know, they're just those little things, guys, that when you have something on and it's just rubbing you a little bit wrong, it's just because you went lighter on the shoe when you should have continued the tone a little bit, like from light to dark.
It feels clunky. It's like
Yeah.
you have to try really hard to put it together, where it should just feel like, oh, this was easy.
Yeah, but then again, if you're wearing all one color, then you can do the light shoe. Because I was wearing that butterscotch shoe, I'd
Yeah.
be very chic, you
Yeah.
know? I think it's when
Yes.
you're breaking it up. I think
That is true.
Yeah, it's when you break it up is where it gets a little hairy. I always
100%.
feel weird about it.
Because you can wear a white shoe with that in your
Yeah,
phone.
exactly.
But it's like the
Yeah.
sandwich cookie. You don't want
Yeah. Sandwich cookie.
No cream in the middle.
No sandwich cookie.
Yeah.
no peaches.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's like parfait, and then this is like, I don't know.
So what coat would you wear with this?
What coat would I wear with this? So
Actually, I think vegan could be
this one?
vegan, I think.
The vegan leather could look really nice. Also, I could do even, you know, if I like have all one color, so I look taller. But looks. I think it actually, this is funny because this is like the first thing I ever learned about dressing myself was actually in middle school when this woman came to our school to teach us like how to dress. And she always said if you had all one color underneath and then something on top, you're always going to look longer and leaner, and she's totally right. This is our vegan leather one that's also just like a beautiful apron dress too, or a cropped jacket. Having something light on top and then having some really beautiful off colors underneath.
You've got 3 textures on that are great.
Yeah.
You've got the leather, you've got the nubby sweater, and then the silk pant.
Yeah. So I'm ready to go somewhere. Like if I had a clutch on, I'd be ready to go basically. I think this is a really great way to show how you can fold in some of these newer colors, because this is really such a trend color for fall. I mean, I feel like that kind of weird shade between green and brown. Green, what am I saying? Between green and brown is really just easy, and it already works with what you have. So if you have a white coat, this will look amazing too.
Yeah, so this really, guys, 3 textures on the body. This is what gives it so much depth. If she was wearing a white silk top with the silk pant, and then if she had like a tropical wool blazer on, it just would not, it wouldn't have the depth that she has right now. So
Also, for some of you who would do like a shorter jacket thing, I'm never a short jacket girl. It's kind of
I do like this short jacket.
but I think the short jacket is going to be chic here too, because it takes it from like
So
less
good.
evening to like drinks with girlfriends.
Yes.
We're sitting on the street basically now.
I
So
would love this because I've been hating on like motor jackets for a while, but this is kind of like
I
a cool
generally
version.
do, but this is an exception. There's always an exception. I think because it's a little bit more wide is what makes it look very modern, rather than like your average just like moto jacket that makes it look like you never left the Lower East Side, you know?
So to talk about this for a minute more, when we say 3 textures, I'm using shine as a texture that's important here, because if Dion was wearing the blazer that goes with my pants, it's this texture and this are competing just too much. Like you've got the,
And I'll put it on my shoulder just so you can see what, yeah. This gets a little,
it looks like you just borrowed something at your desk and you threw it
Yeah.
on, but it's not like, it's not the full like style. It's,
yeah, it would have to
doesn't work.
be something with like, you know how we had those really nice satin tuxedo looking blazers? That could work.
Yeah, anything with like shine. And I just want to see if nylon does it.
Nylon could work. I think I would need a different shoe.
I think if you had this pant and the Miriam Twill body, that
Yeah.
would work. But I think she looks a little crazy. Like, where are you going when you're nylon and
Yeah.
you got the quilted?
It's
I think you look a little confused.
yeah, I look like I don't know where I'm going, or I like
Yeah.
left in a hurry.
Yeah. And then last one, which I think this one's gonna work.
I think this one will.
And by the way, this is how we style off the line when we get
Yes.
ready for a collection. This is what we go through, and this is when we kill things.
And we figure out which references make us upset and which references make us
I would do
happy.
this.
I would wear this too.
Yeah.
This navy back to the loden is really pretty,
Yeah.
and it's also very striking. Like if I walked into anywhere, if I were wearing this with sneakers and walked into the grocery store, I'd be the coolest
Sure.
girl in the grocery store.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just
I
a
like
very
this.
easy like cocoon shaped coat, and it's good for layering. I feel very comfortable in this because a lot of the time with a thicker sweater, I normally will need
It goes
something.
great with this green too.
Oh my god, get that away from me.
Have a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I am not doing to do on IG Live. But yeah, I feel great in this.
Yeah, that's great. Very good.
Watch us get a sponsor now. Like, that's just gonna happen. They're like, we did references
Wow,
twice.
Mountain Dew. We never thought about going
Oh
into
my gosh.
fashion. Okay, what do we have Silver is wearing now? All right, so Silver is wearing the little cropped pant here, and then you've got the little navy blue blazer on. So even though this twill, and then you've got the knit here, in a normal world, they'd actually be fighting with each other a little bit if the colors were too contrasty. But I would say that this works. It doesn't like, I'm not dying over it by, are you dying over it? How do you feel?
I
If
kind
it-
of am dying
Oh,
a little bit. I like the mix of texture because it's still gentle on the bottom, even
Right.
though they're not the same.
Yeah.
I think it still works, but I understand. I hear what you're saying.
You know what it is? I think that because of the mix of texture, I expect you to be a little more chill than you are, and so your shoe is throwing me off. So I think if you had on like a slide or a sneaker there, I would get it, like you're having a chill moment. But I think the shoe is like, hey, I'm a little prissy, and then I've got on all my textures here.
That's important.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I actually totally agree. I feel like if I had a cool trainer on, white sneaker, I would feel, or even a boot maybe, like something really simple.
Like the navy boot or
the
something.
navy boot, yeah, it would be really easy, and it would feel like it's fighting a little less. But I do actually love this combination. It's really
I do.
sick.
I do. I really though, like if you had on like a Birkenstock or something, I think it would like kill it.
Agreed. Should I try it on in my flip flops?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Very.
Yes. Okay. And this week's installment of I Look Expensive. This is the alpaca dress. This is the sweater dress. It's got a full sleeve. Same little slit sleeve detail I showed you before. And then I have on this techie twill beautiful duster that I absolutely love. So there's a couple of details here, but first I want to talk about texture. So techie twill is actually a recycled Japanese material, so it has that really beautiful sheen to it. So if you really want to play around with those cozier textures, techie twill is the way to do it. Also, it's really nice because it doesn't really conflict with my textured croc boots, although I don't know how Amy feels about it.
No, I
You
think
prefer brown, right?
no. I think
Yeah?
with this totally works to me. I think
it's
no.
just a
In fact, I
tonal.
don't know that I would prefer brown because you are so tonal. Brown
Might be
might
earthy.
make you too earthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is the boot is keeping it urban.
Mhm.
This is definitely like the shine in it is keeping it urban. So I think when you're looking at your coats in your closet, you're kind of dividing things up into like sporty nylon-y type coats.
Yeah.
Then you've got coats with shine. So this would do the same duty as what the vegan leather is doing. And then you have coats that have like a lot of hand tone and texture, and that's what that like the beautiful big oversized
Yes.
mushroom thing back there is.
So I just want to talk about this coat for a second because it's amazing and it's basically a few coats in one. So it actually, if you see this little detail here, these are just two flaps that actually have interesting little pocket details here. But it's belted too. I don't have it belted right now, but I'm going to show you how we styled it in the lookbook for fall. So you take the belt, and I like to actually run this belt on top of one of the panels. That way you get a little bit more waist definition, which I think is really important. Something that I'm always trying to do. But also still accentuates the fact that there is this really cool cape detail. So you see what I did there? I actually just have it in on one and out on the other. Just like that. So that's one way to wear it. Oh yeah, you missed that drama, didn't you? So it's just such a really great coat. I absolutely love it. So I'm like really entertaining myself here. This is great. So another way to do this is taking the belt and bringing it all the way around the coat. Just like this. You can tie it, you can belt it again, but that actually gives you that same cape look, but you know, less blowing in the wind. Also, last way, you take this button in the back and you unfasten it. And then you just have this nice clean trench. You still have a little flap here. So if you want to actually have a little less volume, you can just take this cape off entirely. And it's just a really chic duster. So yeah, so if you want to talk about cost per wear, this is amazing. Oh,
Is the color pop interesting here?
Amy wants to know if a color pop is interesting here.
No.
I think with the shoe, it upsets me
It's
a
too
little.
much, yeah.
But if it were like, I don't know, if it were like smaller maybe, like if it were like a mini bag with a pop of color, I
No,
wouldn't
I
be
think the
sad.
pebble. Like I think if I'm like I just
Yeah.
put on the suit, so I
Like, this
think,
looks
like,
pretty. I love that.
with the suit, yeah, because it's
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
this is one of Miriam's bags. If you guys check out on Vogue.com, we just showed the spring collection, and instead of doing collaborations, which we did in the past. We decided to work with designers and just grab their best items that we love and use them in the collection. So with Miriam, we used her real handbags. With Completed Works in London, we used her jewelry. It's incredible. With Malia Mills, I'm not pronouncing their name right. I've worn the bathing suits for 20 years. We used their bathing suits, and then with Moscow, we use their eyewear. But anyways, this is the Miriam bag. Like listen, it sounds so good. Okay.
Someone also asked to see this sweater dress without anything on over it, just so you guys can get a good idea of it. Oh, also, there's a little snap detail here. I'm going to go ahead and show them the neck cover. I'll be back.
When we designed this line, it had a fun travel theme to it, and so the dress is actually designed to be worn with your airline neck pillow. And a friend of mine from LA, wrote to me and asked me why we have put flotation devices on all of our models. It's not a flotation device, Brendan. It's a neck pillow. Brendan wrote, he's like, why do your models all have floaties on?
Floaties?
He was not a good swimmer.
If this got chlorine on it, I would be devastated. It would be so gross. Yeah, so this is the neck pillow in Loden. For some reason, this looks like a different color, but it's just because of the lighting.
I think the sun.
I think it was actually sitting in a window, and that's probably why. So this actually is gonna match. But this is just a really cool asymmetrical neck pillow. Obviously, for most of you, you're not traveling as much anymore. However, I do like these actually for like a little work from home situation.
And if someone does throw you in a pond,
Yeah,
you're safe.
you'll still sink. It's
safe.
filled with, what is this filled with? You know, it's cotton, right?
Spongy, delicious stuff.
But but when I work from home, sometimes I like to go from like my desk to my bed because it's just cozier in there. And so like keeping this actually helps support my neck a little bit. So you can actually use this at home rather than traveling. But if you are traveling, it's also just a chic way to wear something that's normally really gross and has a reprint. So you're welcome.
Thanks. So I went and put the jacket on so you guys could see the full suit here, and then I'm just wearing it with a white tank. Clearly earlier I was wearing it with the sweater t-shirt little ensemble, and so it's a way to make a pant feel, whole thing look like a real suit and then look super cash at the same time. This pant body, a couple weeks ago I was wearing this body in black and I had a gray sweater on with it, and a lot of you guys commented on that pant saying bring it back, bring it back. This is the same pant, but not in black, in plain. But speaking of textures, Rain, can I show your textures? So we have Rain come on too. We're talking about these kind of grandpa tweed textures. So she's wearing the grandpa tweed cardigan, but then she's mixing it with like a leather pant and these like amazing Calvin Klein little cowboy boots going on here, and then a t-shirt, and then pearls. So she's got her three textures going on, her tweed and her clean t-shirt and her shine from her leathers. That's enough, that's perfect. That's what's giving this collection depth. And it looks really cool. And I think, again, if you are a creative pragmatist and you like that balance, what Rain would never walk in is like a leather jacket with the leather, like.
Yeah, no. Then I would look like a dominatrix.
Easy Rider.
Yeah, like we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it feels good because like when I put these on this morning, I was just like I had to balance it out with something super chill because leather is such a harsh, strong texture. I wanted to bring some femininity, so I put on like a pearl earrings, t-shirt, and then this office is freezing, so I grabbed this tweed sweater.
And it's the reverse of that too. I think a lot of people are like, well, if I buy a tweed sweater, again, like, am I too countrified?
Yeah.
And you don't wear, I would never wear the tweed sweater with a lighter pant like this or anything with the texture.
It's just, it's too
country.
Yeah.
So actually, the pants that Dion's coming out in is what we showed it in the collection. You need to mix it with something strong. Mix those tweeds with like something strong, something with shine, something with heft. But good retextures. Cool.
That actually brings up a great point about gingham, because gingham can be such a polarizing thing if it's done improperly. I'm from Alabama, so like I can't wear gingham with denim. It's just not a thing. So I really like to do something with texture, like these patent trousers we have. It also looks really nice with the shorts. But if I had done this with, say, like a white cotton pant, again, it would look very like country, cottagecore. No, I would definitely be fired on site. Yeah, very cottagecore again. It's just not something that a look that I'm really trying to do. Also with denim, it feels a little too casual. You know, it was, you know, like every guy on Bumble in Williamsburg. So for this, it just makes more sense for me to have like a nice, yeah, just something easy. What? I'm like, I'm getting stressed really fast, guys. Okay.
Tion's so afraid of bugs. She's like, what?
I was like, where? You're talking about.
No, but I think, you know, you guys, when we're talking about this texture mix and everything, the other thing that just kind of comes up as a standalone every time is mixing in some ironing.
Yes.
And I think even with what I'm wearing right now, like we do a lot of those chalky drape tops, but to be honest, for me, when I do put on the chalky drape top with this, I feel a little too mature, even at my very mature age, and probably because of my age, I feel too mature in it. So I think, you know, when you just mix things like with a good t-shirt, like Rain was wearing that t-shirt with a Judy and Ken t-shirt, you can show. Yeah. Mixing in that irony is really key. And someone wrote to me the other day and they were like, how do I know where to find good t-shirts? And they were like, obviously, you know, band t-shirts are always good. And let me preface this by saying, band t-shirts are good if you're into music, right? Like, I think when you're choosing the t-shirt to wear, to me, really, like, it's hard to just choose one based on like, oh, this magazine said this t-shirt was cool. Like, whenever I've chosen t-shirts or done them, they've had some kind of personal meaning to them. I have this Nick Cage t-shirt. I really like Nick Cage for some reason. I have this Absolute Vodka one. I like vodka, I don't drink it all the time, but I like it. You know, like, you have to really like it. And it's nice if there's a connection there. So I would say, like, if you're really into music, go for it. Like, music t-shirts. So I guess it always boils down to choose the things that you like, right? And make sure that you love it and you love it and that's why you bought it, but then put it through that filter of you know, really making sure that you can wear it and that it works with the things that you have. And now you're wearing the Judy and Ken, which personally I love because this t-shirt's my parents on it. So
yes, this is Amy's parents, just so you can get like a good look at that, you know, got a family photo situation. But balancing this with a t-shirt makes me feel more like myself, because if I am going to be wearing a more oversized men's inspired t-shirt, like, I need to have something a little bit more structured and interesting on bottom. And also I'm paired it back to the heel. But if I wanted to do a sneaker, the way I save that is I have some really nice vintage earrings just to keep it really nice. Also, if I'm wearing a sneaker with this, then I can also throw on Amy's blazer or something like that, and that'll give me a little bit more substance.
Okay, so the mixture of textures. Like, this is where, you know, suits are never suits anymore, right? And Tibi, like, jackets are tops to us.
Cute. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I think, again, like, choose your t-shirt based on, you know, what you really love. We did this t-shirt for an event in China a couple years ago. It's got Tibi splashed across the back. But it's just, like, it's fun. And choose a t-shirt, too, based on the colors. Like, if you love the colors, too, sometimes, like, I'll wear something, and people are like, oh, my God, did you go to that place? Did you love it? And I'm like, no, I just like the red and the yellow, and it works for me. So, you know, just be honest about why you like something.
Do your parents know that a bunch of strangers have their photo on a shirt?
Walking around China?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they know?
Wait, turn around.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Someone was asking what this t-shirt looked like. That's what it looks like.
I want one. These are cute.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have much more?
We just have that cashmere sweater with the denim skirt, which I'll do that later.
Okay, so we're gonna bring out one more thing, and guys, I'm sorry, I'm like kind of brain dead right now, but I will tell you, like I said, we just went up on Vogue.com with spring, You'll be excited to see that what we're doing for spring is just a little more of a continuation of what we're doing. We just keep honing in closer and closer and closer to what we love, and just making things that we all know, whether it's Dion or Ashton or Teresa or Rain or myself or Tracy or Hannah, that we all want to wear all the time. We had so much fun doing this shoot. So tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we're going to have a special live session, and we are going to tell you guys how we came up with the shoot, what was behind it. It's kind of like a spoof on, like, you know, those director's cuts, because we filmed a movie out there. The movie's not coming out till February, but it's going to be really fabulous. I think we'll probably go to Cannes for. I'm just kidding.
What?
We're going to Cannes to.
Cool. Sign me up.
I wish. Okay, but anyway, so tune in tomorrow at 4 for that. Like, I know we are like bombarding you with the lives, but so last outfit.
Okay, so
3 textures.
I've got 3 textures going on. So this is the featherweight cashmere sweater. We had this in the spring cashmere in the blue and the tan. You guys loved it so much that we brought it back in a V-neck. It's also something that you can wear reversed as well. But I have it back to this black denim skirt that's coming out with our next drop of fall. Although if you act really quickly, there's like a couple from last year on our online outlet. So type really fast, because I feel like everyone's gonna go there, because it's such an amazing denim skirt that can be worn back to a t-shirt. It's got a nice little split detail here, and it's got an asymmetrical hemline. So I have 3 textures going on, but since I have black on bottom, it really, you know, makes it very, very easy. So a couple of tricks with the sweater. You guys remember from when we were still doing live videos at home. You've got this elbow slit detail that's fully functional. So your arms can be out like this. So this is like one of those great pieces to wear when you're always cold inside or in airplanes. That's like a big issue of mine. So also you can take this and make it look really chic and interesting. You take it, leave it once. You can fasten it actually with, you know, a bow, or like not a bow really, but you can fasten it with like a hairband or something like that. Just make sure you conceal it, or you can use a brooch and it's really chic like this. Or I'm gonna help me tie in the back. Just loop once. This one you definitely need a friend, husband, or roommate, or some sort of situation. But it just
Or
makes it really
psychiatrist.
chic. That too. You know, it's a pandemic. Everyone needs one. And you know, it's just really kind of a chic dolman sleeve situation with a nice back detail.
So put your sleeves back in. So you're kind of like super chic, like urban woman. But I do think that this for like a weekend brunch
For
in
sure.
a non-urban place, like this like brings the whole thing
I'm into
to a
it.
really cool place too.
Yeah, I really like this because everything here looks very luxe, but also still really casual. I think if I were going to do more daytime, I'd remove the earrings, don't wear their clips, and then you're just, it's really easy.
And even if you switch to the dark brown boot instead of the croc here, it could be an interesting.
I like that the brown boot would be really pretty here too.
And you know, too, like I get a lot of DMs from you guys who are like, please help me, God. I'm at home with like 3 toddlers and I'm just feeling so momsy. And quilted jackets can like take momsy to the nth degree. So this is why like wearing something that's got that big turtle cocoon shape, like quilted jackets are there for a reason. Like they're super warm, they're functional, and like you could throw it on and it's light, and you could stitch it up like a little tiny sleeping bag and put it in your purse. So they're very good when they're in the right shapes, and when they're not in the right shapes, they're very bad.
Really bad, actually.
Really, really bad. So that's your IG Live for today, guys. I'm going to do the little synopsis where I tell you all what the sizes are that we were wearing and all that good stuff. And then tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we've got the director's cut.
Oh yeah. Inside the stylist studio, I redid it.
All right. And
After
you
seeing
even
it.
have like the slang for it. Like, I'm like IMDb or whatever.
Oh,
I don't know. Anyways, all right, so tune in tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and we're going to talk to you guys about the shoot. And it's going to be fun, and I'm so much more relaxed now that we're done with it. So,
Yeah.
all right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Bye. Thank you. endless blooper reel with that one.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are gonna get like gypped.
Good.